Dreamers everywhere, welcome to the Duly Disney podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andee Zomerman.
And I am the other one of your hosts, Dr. Aldee.
Oh, again with the doctor. Hi, I am Andee Zomerman, your host that has a bachelor's in education and a school library media endorsement and a middle school language arts endorsement. Hi, doctor.
That's fine too. Don't feel like you have to live up to my standards.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Very difficult.
Yeah, I would say so difficult, impossible to live up to your standards. We could go on. We could have a whole multi-episode of how impossible it is to live up to your standards. I'm not
Why
kidding.
Don't we? That could be a whole second. So that could be a whole second podcast. Living up to Al standards.
It won't happen.
No.
It won't happen. So anyway, yeah. How was your Disney week?
It was good. As you know, we're planning our trip for Florida in a couple weeks. And so I'm floating around YouTube and looking at all the different Disney videos. But the thing is, and I go off and on like watching streaming movies, streaming TV and streaming movies, because my dog literally only lets me get 2 minutes into anything I want to watch. If I don't care about watching, he doesn't care. But as soon as I focus on something, this morning I tried to watch something. It was 2 minutes, 37 seconds before he wouldn't let me.
He has a sixth sense. He has a sixth sense that knows when your attention is focused elsewhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I just was catching up on Agatha all along this morning.
Don't tell me the latest because I had to wait for Ed, but
it's really good. It's really good.
I am in love with that show.
It's so good.
I am in love.
Everybody on that show is really good.
Oh my God, I'm so in love with that show.
Entertaining. And Catherine Hahn has long been my favorite, my not so secret Hollywood crush. And just the whole show is awesome.
She's brilliant.
It's really good. Yeah. It's really good. And then is this a spoiler?
I don't know. Don't tell me anything from Wednesday.
No. It's not a huge spoiler.
Okay.
Aubrey Plaza was on the first episode and missed a couple episodes. She's back this most recent.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good.
Aubrey Plaza.
She's
and
great.
It's like a Parks and Rec reunion with Catherine Hahn and Aubrey Plaza.
For real. I mean, oh my gosh, yeah. And with them all on the talk shows and stuff, I saw Aubrey Plaza on Seth Meyers, and it was so cute, the stories that she was sharing. And I love Agatha all along. Let's just put that out there.
It's really good.
Patti LuPone, Deborah Jo Rupp.
Which Patti LuPone I saw in concert 2 months ago.
Well, we saw all of them sing the Witches song at D23.
D23, but my seats were much better.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair. I mean, the talent on that show is crazy.
It's so good.
It's so good. And I was such a big WandaVision fan when it came out. I still am. I love WandaVision. And this brings me right back. So I am so happy.
And it's so funny because people have been complaining about the Marvel movies lately, and rightfully so for a couple of them.
Yeah.
But I think the Marvel TV shows, other than years ago Netflix Iron Fist, have all been really good.
Well, I got to tell you, one of the ones that I really love that did not get a lot of love is Echo. I loved Echo.
Yeah, I like Echo.
She's deaf, and so there's a lot of signing, and it's Native American reservation.
The ones that people like, Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk, were my favorites.
I love Ms. Marvel.
And people were they weren't good. I was like, Miss Marvel. It's the only one I've watched 3 times.
Oh yeah. I love Ms. Marvel. I do. She-Hulk I loved. I thought it was hilarious. So well done. And I know not a lot of love, but God, so good.
I don't know. I love them. I love them. I'm rewatching Hawkeye right now.
Oh, well, you got it. I mean, Hawkeye is one of the best. And I would say, I don't know. I go back and forth between WandaVision and Hawkeye is my favorite. I don't know, but Agatha All Along might shoot
Agatha All
up
Along
there.
Is really good. If you haven't watched it, listeners and viewers, because some people have just fallen off of them. Yeah. And I don't think you have to watch a ton of other stuff.
No, I don't either. I don't either.
If you're like, well, I haven't caught up, like, you're fine. She's a witch. She's in WandaVision. That's it.
I know. I do think it helps. Honestly, I do think it helps to know a little. I don't think you have to watch it, but if you could read the recaps of WandaVision before watching it, I think that helps a little bit. Just with like even the first episode, I would say in the first like 20 minutes, Ed is watching this and Ed's going, what is this? And I'm like, duh. I'm like, why are you not getting this? And then it wasn't until afterwards that he's like, oh, I'm like, how did you not see that? And I know I'm being vague and everything for people who haven't watched it yet. But the whole like 20 minutes,
but it's a
Ed
riff
is like,
on
are you kidding? Are you kidding? I'm like, are you like, do you not remember anything? So anyway.
Well, I did think it was risky in that first episode because they really committed to the bit.
They committed to the
bit.
bit.
And if you didn't know that that's what they were doing, like Ed, like I could see people going, what is going on here? What am I watching?
Yeah.
But then when you rewatch it, there's so much going on.
But I also, just to tell you where Ed is when we watch TV, I will tell you that it took him about a year to realize that Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus were actually the same person. So this is who we're dealing with when we talk about Ed and TV shows.
To be fair, I've never watched that show, and I know Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus.
But they have different hair colors. How could they be the same person?
I mean, look, 55 years of Clark Kent. I'm good.
How can he see that, but not Hannah Montana?
What about your Disney week?
Well, mine was actually living vicariously through Emma, so it's kind of a cheat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cheat. But with cast member discounts, Emma and her boyfriend Fernando went on a 10-day Disney cruise on the Wonder from Vancouver, BC to Hawaii. It was 5 days.
Jealous.
Oh my gosh.
Jealous.
5 days on sea, 5 days on land, going to the different ports of each different island where they got to do some short excursions of hiking and snorkeling. And I was jealous of my own child. I admit.
Yeah, I'm totally jealous of your child. That is awesome, especially to Hawaii, because the Hawaii cruises are hard to get because it's a whole thing about how they pay people, but you kind of have to have a foreign port. So the only way to get it is to go from Canada or Mexico to Hawaii. It's crazy.
Yeah, and the Wonder is on its way to Australia, which is why this trip happened.
I'm sorry, the ship is called the Oneida.
Anyway, so she said that which I find fascinating. She said there were people on her cruise that were actually staying on for another, I think it was 15 days to get to Australia.
So to do the turnaround to come.
It's not even it's not a turnaround. They're going to go from Vancouver to Hawaii to Australia. So, and I'm sure there's another port or two somewhere in there. Would I love
to be able to afford that and have the time to do? Yeah. When I retire as a millionaire, that's what I'm going to.
You also can be a cast member, so you can get that great discount. So
yeah. I applied years ago. They wanted me to do stop for 20 hours a week, and so I said no. Why? I sometimes regret it.
I know.
I had a bachelor's degree, for crying out loud.
I'm sorry. So?
I also needed to pay rent.
Oh, yeah. I would think of it as like a second gig. So, all right. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, I'm ready to take our vacation that we have been talking about for a long time. And honest to God, between the two of us, I don't think it matters if we just go and sit in our Disney resort room for 4 days, and we would probably have a grand time. A grand time.
Absolutely fine with me.
But you came up with a good idea for today's episode. Why didn't you share it?
Yeah, so in prepping for our trip, one of the things I realized is I prep very differently for a trip to Walt Disney World than I do for a trip to Disneyland because I live in California and I don't live in Florida. And so when I'm going cross country and I'm going to be there for 5 or 6 days, right, it's a very different sort of planning. So I thought, why don't we talk about how you plan for a trip when you're going to, you could do the same if you're going from a far distance to Disneyland, but when you're going for a multi-day trip at a park, like what are the things you really need to think about and bring with you, and how do you pack for that kind of trip? Because it's just very different prep. And I honestly started prepping like 2 weeks ago, partially because I know I have to make sure I get all of Annika's costume pieces in my bag. And I am truly frightened of what would happen if I showed up without something.
We are scared of a 22-year-old, people. We are scared.
I'm terrified. She's terrifying.
of a 22-year-old and how much stock she is putting in this Halloween party that we are going to. And honest to God, Al, what happens if there was a party that was canceled because of the storm?
A hurricane. Yeah. Well, and there's a storm next week that might turn into a hurricane. So
what is she going to do if our party is canceled?
I think we're just going to be walking around our hotel room in those outfits. That's what's going to happen.
I think you're right. I think that it doesn't matter. I think we will be wearing our costumes.
Yes.
Somewhere on Disney property. Whether or not, oh Lord, that girl.
Yeah.
She is very committed to what she is wearing, very committed to what we are all wearing as well.
I learned that lesson early. I tried to make a joke and didn't go over well. I stopped joking about it.
Well, and I can say this because I know she doesn't listen to our podcast. The older one, Emma and Fernando, listen. She does not listen. I'm thinking of veering from her original idea for me. I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So today I'm going to spend some time just seeing what's at Goodwill. And if I can't find what she thinks I need to be wearing, I have another idea. So
yes.
Wish me luck.
Good luck and God bless. So I'm glad you're going to be there about a day or two before me, so
I know.
you can get that.
But I might not say anything till the actual party.
Oh my gosh. You're going to be hiding behind Ed. Mom, what are you wearing? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
So, I mean, that's my supposition. When you're, do you pack differently?
Yeah,
I mean, Disneyland and Disney World are both, distant from you, but
yeah.
I definitely do different things for Disney World. Also the environment,
and even if you're going from Disney World, I think the things I'm suggesting today are also for if you're going from Disney World to Disneyland or a far distance to either park. Even though Disneyland is 2.5 hours from us by plane, right? I still pack differently. For instance, I'm just going to throw out like a minor thing here, but I'm old, so I'm on a lot of meds. When I go to Disney World, when I fly across country, I will bring maybe even a week's extra worth of meds. So I don't run out. When I'm just flying to California, I don't know why. I mean, I still could run out of meds, but it doesn't seem as important, especially because the pharmacies, I mean, everybody's on the same time zone. So we did get stuck in California for a week a couple Christmases ago, but it was very easy for me to just call my pharmacy, have them flip it over. It was just bam, bam, bam.
And my thing, and some people see this as a feature but not a bug, but my thing is when I'm in Disneyland, if I need to go to CVS, it's super easy to do. I just walk over to CVS. But when you're in Orlando at Walt Disney World, like once you pass those gates, like going back out of those gates, and I'm sure, I haven't looked, but I'm sure there's a way to get prescriptions somewhere at the park, but I don't know. And like the convenience of just being like, generally I can walk by CVS on the way back to my hotel.
It's so true. It's so true.
And even things like Advil or whatever, I know they have them at the parks, but I'm not paying parks price for Advil.
Well, and that's true. Even if you're coming from the East Coast to the West Coast, our pharmacies are, there is CVS and Walgreens, but there's a lot of other little pharmacies that are different that you might go to. And so it might be a little bit harder to get that. So just starting off with meds, I pack differently when I go cross country. I don't know. What are some of the things that you do?
See, for me, like one of the big things when I go to Orlando is it's a very different environment. And by that, I mean, it is a lot more humid in general to Orlando. So if I'm at Disneyland and I'm on Splash Mountain / Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and you expect to get wet, and your feet get wet or whatever, at Disneyland, they're just going to dry off. It's going to be a little annoying for half hour and then they dry off. At Disney World in Florida and Orlando, they're not going to dry off. So one of the first things I do, and it seems really simple, but I always have like an extra pair of socks just stuck somewhere in a pocket or in my backpack when when I know I'm going to be at a park where I might do some sort of water ride. It's so muggy in Orlando. And I haven't been to Orlando a ton of times, but every single time I've been to Orlando, it has poured rain at some point during my 4 or 5 days at Disney World.
Yes.
And having a fresh pair of socks is just like super convenient, doesn't take a lot of space. I just stick them. Usually I try not to bring a bag. I usually wear cargo pants and just stick them in a pocket in my cargo shorts and keep it moving, right? And I've done it twice, and both of the times I just threw my wet pair of socks away instead. I just was like, get rid of them and put on a fresh pair of socks.
That's not a bad idea. And it does, believe it or not, rain in California. So if you're coming from the East Coast to the West, it also does. I believe it was Christmas break last year. It rained all through Christmas break. Yeah. So people who are looking for that.
I'll say is that in California, my socks dry.
Yeah, it's the humidity. I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to share a lot of items with you that I pack for my Disney trips. Mind you, nobody sponsors us. I just want to let everybody know that there is nothing sponsored because we are not big enough to get sponsored.
Yeah, we aren't against it. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, we're not against it. But I'm going to share with you a lot of items that I have that I bought with my own money, and nobody knows that I'm sharing these except for me. So, and Al in a minute, and you when you hear this. Okay, but so I want
literally everyone.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not sponsored. But I will tell you that we live very close to the Columbia factory, the Columbia Sportswear factory. Not coffee, not the country. Anyway, so it's very easy for me to pop over and get some Columbia brand things or Mountain Hardwear or Prana, which is all kind of things, the same thing. So I have these pants. These are pants.
Okay. I'm glad that you explained that to our listeners.
Well, they can be shorts, but they're not their pants.
Well, no, seriously, our listeners wouldn't know.
Yeah. Sorry, listeners. This may be a YouTube episode if you ever get the chance.
No, we'll just explain.
Okay.
Don't stop listening.
Okay. Well, I have don't stop listening. I have Mountain Hardwear pants, but the reason I like these, and they have like 4 different pockets in them, but they're not cargo pants. They're not like baggy like cargo pants. Anyway, I love them because they're lightweight. They totally are not warm, but they also dry super quick. So like after a ride on Splash Mountain or something, these are like dry in 10 minutes. So I love these pants if I know that it's going to be wet somewhere. So
I mean, that's part of it. Now, here's my question. Obviously, women have to think differently about clothes than guys do, right? So for me, standard winter, summer, fall, cargo shorts. It's got like 50 bajillion pockets. I don't have to carry a backpack. Women's clothes notoriously don't have pockets. So when you're thinking of like your outfit for the day, how do you kind of approach that sort of thought? Because light pants that dry quickly is an idea that it would never occur to me.
Well, Al, I'm glad you asked because I just so happen to have things. First of all, I really try to not go to Disney without pockets. Something's got to have pockets. However, these little crossbody bags are fantastic lately. They're really small. They're enough to hold my phone. I don't even necessarily put my whole wallet in. I just have like, a pocket in the back. So this is technically my wallet holding my sunglasses.
Is that the one you got at D23?
It is the one I got at D23. I got 2 at D23 actually, but this is the Walt Disney Studios version. But what I like about this is when I'm at the airport and say I try not to bring a carry-on bag and a check bag, but sometimes I do. And so if I have that carry-on bag and my backpack, which has my laptop or my iPad or my books or whatever in it, I like this because I can carry this through the airport, right? And have all my stuff with me here. And then when it's time to get on the plane, then I just shove it in my backpack.
Into your backpack,
yeah. And I can even just put it like right there, right? So it's easy to get out. But then I still only have my 2 carry-on items.
Your carry-on, yeah.
And I will... cross country.
Because for me, it's really hard. Like there's no way I'm checking a bag going to Disneyland, but there's no way to avoid it for me going to Disney World.
And that's another thing. So I'll go if I stay on the West Coast, I probably won't bring my backpack and a carry-on bag. But when I go to Florida, I might, because I want like maybe my pajamas in there. I want my extra change of clothes. If I get stuck, I want as many toiletries as I can have in my carry-on. Where if I'm just going to Disneyland on the West, I don't care. I don't care. Even if it's a direct flight both ways, I just care more about having that extra change of clothes or whatever when I go cross country. So That's really important to me. But anyway, that carry-on bag is really good if I don't have pockets. But I will say, now that I've taken over the conversation,
story of my life.
We don't need you anymore. I got it from here. Thanks. We're good.
I mean, it's been years since I've been needed.
I know. Well, there you go. One of the things I bought that I love is this phone lanyard type thing.
Phone lanyard?
I wear it all the time, and you never notice. I literally wear it at every Disney trip.
I've seen it. I just don't understand how it's a phone lanyard.
Well, I bought it. It's specifically for phones. And I'll show you how it works. But also, it's got like these little carabiner clip type things, so I can put other things on it. But it has, so my phone always has this little hook on it, and then I just clip it in. And I like wearing this.
Ew.
Yeah,
I've seen the lanyard. I just don't remember you having your phone on it.
Yeah, all the time, because, and I learned this at Disney trips and airport. So airport, I have my boarding pass and everything here, right? I got so sick of pulling things out and putting it back, and pulling it out and putting it back. And then at Disney, it's also my camera. So it's less my phone at Disney and more my camera at Disney. So then it's just a camera on a lanyard. Again, I got so sick of putting it in my bag, taking it out, or even in my pocket, taking it out of my pocket. You got to, I want to be like right there, right there. And now with Disney, you can even have all the stuff on your phone if you don't have it on your watch or your Magic Band. So my lanyard that I am not sponsored for, but I will totally show and tell everybody to get a phone lanyard.
We'll take the sponsor.
I know.
Well, it's funny because it leads to one of my key items. I don't have a fancy visual explanation. It's in the other room. But one of the things you bring up is these days, having a trip to Disney really requires you not only to bring your smartphone, but to be on it fairly constantly. And I don't do the thing that some people do, which is buy a new phone every year. So my phone is a couple of years old. I also don't do that thing where I have like an iPhone 7 and it's like 2024. But my battery doesn't last as long as it used to. So I always bring a battery charger. I have a little brick that can charge my phone like up to 4 times. And usually somewhere in the afternoon, I got to get it back up to snuff to make it through the day, because you need it for so much, particularly for pre-ordering food.
Yeah. Oh my God, mobile order.
If you're gonna do any, you're gonna pay for any rides, you need that. At Disney World, the Magic Band is much more useful. I've ranted about this than it is at Disneyland, so I'm gonna bring my Magic Band Plus with us to Disney World. But that's only gonna go so far. In general, you need your phone all day. And if you do like we do, which is 8 a.m. till midnight, you need your phone battery. And so I usually have my little phone pack. And if I'm going with a group, I guarantee I'm going to use it more for other people's phones than I use it for mine, which is why I get one that has like 4, you can charge a phone 4 full phone charges before you go.
Well, and I will say I used to have a brick as well, which was great because I could just like even keep it on my phone if I was wearing my lanyard, made it a little bit heavy. But unfortunately, my brick was recalled for spontaneously combusting.
Mine too. But they just sent me the new one in the mail.
Oh, they did. Okay. But what I figured, I didn't replace mine. I took the money, but I was thinking this time I would try the fuel rod. That's what Emma uses. And the fuel rod is something you buy once, but you can exchange it at different fuel rod places.
Right.
And so knowing that, I mean, obviously, if I go to the zoo, it's probably not there, but I don't go to the zoo that often and I go to Disney a lot. So it might be worth it to me just to swap it out. And then I don't have that brick on there, but the fuel rod is really small. I mean, it's really small, and you're done, and you put it in the machine, you get another one, so you're only paying for it one time.
Yeah.
So I might try the fuel rod this time to see what happens there. And we will if you want to know what we're buying, I will put all these items on our show notes and our YouTube description too, just so you can, again, not sponsored.
Again, I don't want people to misunderstand that. We would love sponsors. We'd be thrilled to sponsor anyone who's willing, right? I mean, there's very few corporations that we wouldn't. I mean, there's a couple.
Well, right? There are. We're not on Twitter X. We would never go Twitter X.
yeah, we're happy to take
Mm-hmm.
sponsors. Not okay. Here's my next thing, and
Yeah.
it's related to something you said, and I was thinking about this and what my recommendation would be, and it's strangely the same recommendation but really far apart. And it's either absolutely no bag and lots of pockets or a full backpack. I don't think anything in the middle really works.
Yeah.
Because if I've got no bag and just like cargo shorts, I can get through security
Yeah.
like super quick.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't, and I'm not spending the whole day trying to figure out what am I going to do with this bag? Do I need to get a locker? Can I wrap it around my foot on the
Right.
ride? Da, 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 da. Alternative, but when I do that, what I can bring is limited. It's usually a power brick, a pair of socks, and my phone, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's nothing else. So if you wanted like something that I like to take sometimes, like a cooling towel, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to, buy stuff during the day and throw it in the backpack, if you wanted to bring a water bottle,
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff. So I figure and for folks who are planning, either plan for no bag or a full backpack. Because I've seen people go with like just a handbag, and I'm like, you're not. It's the worst of both worlds.
I think so too. I think
You
so
know.
too. And I used to not be a backpack person at all. I would do just my little bag and tie a sweatshirt around my waist, and that would be it. But the older I get, the more I need more water, the more all of that stuff. I know I already hold on. I already showed you. Sorry, I wasn't planning on this. I already showed you my backpack, and there's lots of different backpacks. I really like this Osprey backpack. Again, not sponsored. I really like it because I can put what I need in it. I don't overfill it. There's enough pockets for everything. There's this little area where I can just shove my crossbody bag in if I want. But I'm in love with this now for Disney. Because it's not heavy. I don't know. I'm a backpack person now. I didn't used to be a backpack person. Security sucks.
I
Security
sort of went the other. I used to be like a backpack person,
and you went the other way.
Like, well, because it's like what it mostly was I wanted something to carry like my stuff that I bought, and now I'm just like, it's just such a pain. Like the risk reward, like it's such a pain in the butt all day to like.
Well, they don't take them. Remember, they used to deliver to your room, and they don't do that. That was the
Since
best.
COVID, that was such a good service.
It was. It really was. I'm really sad that they took that away because delivering to your room, I don't know on their end how messy it was or not messy.
If you think about it, so much infrastructure had to be built to do that, right? Like how many people were running around from different parks to different, and didn't they guarantee it like by the end of the night or within a couple hours?
It was the next day by noon.
Okay.
It was the next day by noon. So you couldn't do it on the day you were leaving if you're leaving the next day, but I don't care. For me, it worked so good.
Oh no, I was, I was hoping that they had brought it back for this one, but I just checked and I don't
think they're going to bring it back. I think that too many people are weirded out about other people in their room. COVID is when they stopped it, and they just haven't brought it back. I doubt they're bringing it back. Although but I wouldn't mind even if they took it to concierge and you could go pick it up at concierge. That would be amazing.
Or even if it was just, hey, at the end of the day, there's a pickup at the park where like on the way out.
They used to do that too. I don't know. Right? I wonder if they still do that. They did that in the 80s.
I know they did that
in the 80s and 90s. They did it at Disneyland. Yeah, I don't know.
Great because I remember that was constant. That's how especially if I bought something, because sometimes as a collector, I don't want to wait till the end of the night to buy something because it might not be there when I get back, but I also don't want to carry it around. Or for example, if it's a big thing like my Mickey Big Fig or something, like a larger purchase, physically larger, I don't want to carry it around all day and it's not going to fit in a locker. So
can I digress into a totally off-topic story that you just reminded me about? And you guys are gonna know this is an ex-boyfriend that I had, and he was a horrible person. I should have never been with him, and breaking up with him was the best thing that ever happened to me. But here's where I should have known that he was the worst. We went to Disneyland one time, and early in the morning he bought me a gift. And what he bought me was a huge snow globe music box, glass. And he bought me a stupid balloon in the morning before there was even a thing called package pickup. Now, there were so many things wrong with this. The snow globe wasn't even Disney related. It was like a carousel horse or something. And I know you know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I was around, and I concur. He was the worst.
It was so bad, but why at that moment at Disneyland? Buying it first thing in the morning when you have to lug around a big, heavy snow globe glass thing all day and a freaking balloon. So bad, you guys. Don't ever do it, and that should be breakup right there.
Yeah. Friends, let me just say, as a digression to the digression, I would love to hear tales of our listeners and our viewers of when their friend is dating an idiot and you have to keep your mouth shut because I had that experience. Let's be clear, I had that experience a couple times.
Oh, or what about when your friend dates somebody that's really awesome and your friend is too stupid to see it?
Yeah, I don't think people have that experience.
Oh, God. Anyway.
Yeah. No, sometimes I'm the jerk that, you should have told her.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that's true. I should have told her. That's a good point. I
was nice. I wasn't mean. I just wasn't,
Oh, you had some good ones though.
I've been very lucky. Every woman I've ever dated, save one, is just a really terrific person.
And where are they now? Married to other people.
Married to and happily married to other people, and I'm happy for them. I hope they're listening.
They probably
I can list them off, but that would be embarrassing.
I know, it would be embarrassing. All right. Well, okay. From the digression of the digression, I am with somebody right now. I will say my husband of almost 30 years who knows how to do Disney. All right. The guy is 100% on top of it when it comes to proper Disney packing and does a thorough review after every trip of what worked and what didn't so that the next time can be process improved to its best ability. And that, my friends, is how you know when you found the right guy.
That's how you know. Wow, that's the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
That's how you know he loves you. Okay, so when we go for these cross-country trips, I bring detergent, and it now you could say, well, you have a DVC, so it's easy to do. And even with the DVC, they give you 1 or 2 washes.
Mm-hmm.
But even without the DVC, even when we're in a hotel, if we're there we don't do this so much anymore, but we used to stay for 10 days. And I would always have a laundry time in there. When the kids were young, it would be during their nap time. Or maybe Ed will take them to the pool and I'll do laundry, or vice versa. Except it was usually a break for me to do laundry because I could just take my book and be by myself. Anyway, I digress again. But detergent and it's because I don't want to buy the little boxes for $5. You can just bring those little pods with you.
Well, here's my question for you. And I've seen this. I haven't used it. I've seen this on a lot of YouTube channels. They now have the sheet detergent. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I've used them before.
Have you tried it? Is it any? It looked to me like it's a good idea. I just wasn't sure if it actually.
I would bring that. I would actually bring that. A long, long time ago, and I haven't seen these again. They had the sheet detergent that also doubled as a dryer sheet.
Oh, that's
so you just put it in there. I used to use those all the time. But yeah, the sheet detergent I have used, and I would bring that probably even over a pod, because then if you buy the sheet detergent, you can just pack as many as you think you'll need if you don't need the whole thing.
It seems takes up so much less space.
It does.
In the pods, I'd be worried about breaking or spilling or whatever.
True. I usually put them in Tupperware or something. But the sheets would be even better. Idea. That would be even better. So that's what I take for a long trip to Disney.
Here's something that I only recently... Okay, so I think it's part of being a mature adult that all of a sudden you don't just think of, hey, I'm going to go to this place and have fun. You think of the things that could potentially happen because I have a darkness. And so I used to do it sort of, I used to do it only for cruises because it's sort of a unique thing. And I recently got an annual travel insurance plan. So travel insurance is the thing that I think about. So I got an annual plan. It was $120, and it's for a year of travel coverage. And it doesn't have it was more expensive to get the cancellation coverage, but it does have the missed connection coverage
Yeah.
and the repatriate. I think of like, I hear these stories of people getting sick overseas or away from home and not being able to get home, and their family having to do like crowdfund to get them from Bahamas home or whatever. Or God forbid somebody dies. I don't want anybody to have to worry about that.
I gotcha.
So I just got and I was surprised how affordable it was. It was like $120 for like it's like $10 a month for sort of, and then I don't have to do like the every single trip go in, because what I was doing is I take a cruise and I wouldn't buy the cruise insurance because it's overpriced, but I would go get a separate like insurance coverage for that one trip, and it was like $60, right, for a trip, for like a 5-day trip, and it was fine. I've never had to use it, but it just gave me sort of peace of mind. And so then when I looked at the cost for an annual trip and it was like $120, I'm like, and it just covers travel, all my travel this year. So I just thought I was, I have become a responsible middle-aged man. And all of a sudden I'm like, travel insurance is a really good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea. I never thought about that because I'm always looking at the individual trip. But that's a great idea. I love that idea. I love that idea.
The difference is, like, you can get it also, the thing that it does, the one I got doesn't cover is like, hey, I just decided not to go.
Yeah, right.
You can get that kind of coverage, but it's more expensive. But this is more, if you go and your plane, you miss your connection, or you get there and the cruise ship, there's a storm and the cruise leaves without you, all that kind of stuff is covered.
I like that. That. I'll look into that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's
really, it was surprisingly
Make sure that for the show notes you text me all this stuff I know what to do. Okay, that's good. That's good. We like Starbucks Via. So we take Via with us all the time. Sometimes the hotels will have coffee for you. Even with DVC, they only leave you like 2 pods, so enough for 2 pots of coffee. But we'll just make hot water.
Such a weird place to be stingy.
I know. I mean, you can ask for more, but I don't know. We like Via; it's fine. And so we'll just make a pot of hot water and then individually use the Via pods. But they're little. I mean, they're only like this big. I would show you them, but my husband is traveling right now, and he actually brought them with him. So
rude.
But you can even get them at Costco. You can get like a whole box of Via at Costco. So yeah, we actually pack the Via in Ziploc bags, and then we use those Ziploc bags for anything that, like, if something is wet,
clothes coming. Yeah, I always, little thing, not worth the whole discussion, but I always put a little empty garbage bag in my suitcase.
That's a good idea.
And it's just wet stuff or stinky stuff or whatever goes in that bag. And But here's my thing. This is so specifically Disney. And listeners, this is Andee's favorite thing to do at the park. Don't let her tell you otherwise. But this is the thing I always forget and I always want to do, is bring your Disney pens for pen trading. And I collect pens. I love my pens. And every time I go to the park, I'm like, oh, this will be cool. I'm going to go pen trading. And I always forget to bring the pens. So I'm putting this here so that I will remember to bring the pens so I can slow down our trip when we're in Walt Disney World.
Yeah. And slow down because we go so fast now.
And my goal is to get to bring all the pens that I really don't want and I've acquired over the years, so I can trade for pens that I do want and stuff like that. So bring your Disney pens for pen trading because it's so much fun. And here's the secret: the people who work there, when you pen trade it with them, they have to trade with you. It's awesome.
They do. They sure do. They sure do. Which also means they don't have anything really valuable because they would swipe.
Yeah, but here's the thing: most of my pens are like Disneyland, so I'm figuring. Oh yeah, maybe.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. How many pairs of shoes do you bring on a cross country trip?
Okay, so on this particular trip, I am doing a little 3-day cruise before Disney World.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that.
And so I'll probably just bring like a pair of flip-flops, a pair of tennis shoes. I haven't decided if I'm going to. I generally don't dress up on the dressy nights. But the problem is, if the amount of hours you're on your feet, even the best pair of tennis shoes is going to get worn out. So I might bring 2 pair of tennis shoes.
Well, ever since our episode a while ago with Missy, who is a physical therapist and told us all about the best shoes to wear to Disney, ever since we talked to her, I have always been bringing 2 pairs of tennis shoes or 2 pairs of comfortable shoes, just to swap them out. Because, like she said, you need to swap out. You can't wear the same pair every day, or your body is going to get used to that one thing, and you'll get the same sore spots. And so I love that. I have a pair of Brooks tennis shoes and I have a pair of Hoka's. I just swap those back and forth.
I have a pair of Hoka's, and I'm glad you mentioned this. I may go out this afternoon and get another because I want to also make sure they're worn in, and I'm not wearing them for the first time at Disney World. So,
and then it just depending on what I think I'll do. I don't always go to the pools. If I do go to the pool, I might even pack not traditional flip flops, but for me, I'll take my Birkenstocks because then I can wear my Birkenstocks too, even if I'm walking around the hotel or something. Not walking around the parks, I can just wear my Birks.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you all have a nice pool at your resort? I don't even know.
We're staying in Animal Kingdom.
I tell you, I'm not.
There's a pool at every Disney resort.
I go to Disneyland.
Okay, your pool is actually cool. You're staying at Riverside and Port Orleans Riverside, which is nice. But Port Orleans pool on the New Orleans side of it is really fun. It's got like this dragon water slide and stuff.
Oh, am I allowed to go there?
Yeah, you're allowed to. You're gonna love, like, Riverside is really cool. It's really slow paced. It's really nice. But you're gonna love the French Quarter part of it because it looks just like New Orleans. You're gonna love that.
Yeah. I keep looking and saying, okay, where am I gonna have breakfast? So it looks pretty good.
They guys, their food stuff is so good. I can't wait to meet you over there for food. Actually, I love that. I love it over there. So yeah, definitely 2 pairs of shoes. But speaking of food, a lot of times we will order things to be there for us, whether it's Instacart or whether it's Kroger or something, a grocery store over there. And same, I recommend this for people coming from the East Coast to the West Coast as well. Having that delivery to your hotel of something like quick breakfast items. We always get like bagels and cream cheese or the oatmeal that you just pour the hot water into. Something that's not that when the rest of the people are getting ready, you can actually be, fueling up. So by the time you actually get to a park, get inside, your first thing that you have to do is not where are we going to eat and spend the first hour and a half of your trip wondering where to eat.
I know I've ordered Instacart and DoorDash at hotels in Anaheim fairly easy, and it's kind of a standard thing. Now I always get my first day I always get 3 bottles of water for the hotel room. Are there delivery options? Do the delivery options work for the Disney World?
So many. Okay. We actually order beforehand. And then we have a delivery time set, and it delivers to concierge. So by the time we get to the hotel, we go to concierge and we just pick it up. I also put in things like sunscreen. I don't pack sunscreen. I put that in my order. I put in snack items so that when it's late at night and you're back in your hotel room and you just want, I don't know, Ed's into the sweet, I'm into the savory. So whether it's a bag of chips or some cookies or whatnot. Water, I'm picky about water. So I will order the huge gallons of water and then or multi-gallons of water, and then just use my refillable water bottle for that, so I don't have 32 plastic bottles.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Around?
That's a really good idea. I might do that.
Yeah, because it all goes to concierge, and then they can bring it up on their cart. If you don't want to bring it, if you have more than a couple bags, they can bring it up for you on their baggage cart.
Right. Yeah, because I usually just have it delivered and I go to the lobby and wait for it. But that's
no. This we order a week ahead of time and have the delivery time, the delivery window, and it goes to concierge. And concierge has refrigerators and all that kind of stuff. And
you guys got it wired. It would have never occurred to me to have it just be there when I get there.
Yeah,
because I do it every time. Every time I stay in a hotel, because it's just. Most hotels, it's just a pain in the butt. It's a thing I don't understand. It's just a bottle of water. Unless some hotels I'm on the whatever, points plan. But most of the time it's just $3.50 for a bottle of water, which I just think is always. And
no. We always get the gallons.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. And that's it. But I really love that service. I'm trying to think what else we order. Breakfast items, snack items, sunscreen. I'm trying to think of things we don't want to pack across country. That
any
we can
liquids
and
gels is just a pain to pack cross country.
Right. So any of that stuff that I don't need on the airplane, I'll just order to be delivered with that grocery order. So yeah, that works really, really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else on your list?
I really do, because it's all about
let's
me.
go through it, because other than ponchos, which you generally, even though they're expensive, I generally get at Disney because I like the Mickey Mouse poncho.
Right.
What else do you have on your list?
Right. I didn't know if I guess ponchos included both ways. I guess depending. Check your weather, but in Florida it always rains.
It always rains.
I know it doesn't always rain in California, so you're pretty confident if you check the forecast that you'll be okay.
Been to Disney World and not had it rain.
Okay. Yeah, that's true for Florida. Just is. So I always pack. I have my headphones on, so I can't do it. But I always pack a hat. Nice. And even having this on, because we usually leave early morning flights, so I usually roll out of bed and put on a hat and go. But then I have my hat with me. Also, for people with long hair, the hair clips. One thing
I have many.
That I used to, when I was younger, take showers in the morning, but on my Disney vacations now, I take showers at night.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I don't. Yeah, because I can't go to bed being all icky.
Okay.
I'm too icky, and so I need to go to bed clean. And so, but I used to style my hair and everything in the morning. Now, if I feel like styling my hair, I will. But usually, I just put on my hat or this little hair clip, and then I'm good to go. And so I'm done with the hair. I don't need to do my hair. But for people who wear makeup, and I say people who wear makeup because not everyone who identifies as a woman wears makeup, and there are a lot of men who wear makeup. So don't want to judge.
Not everybody is as lucky as me to where I don't need it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So I'm going to show you.
Curly. Look at that.
God, give me a break. I know there's a lot of brands that do this. I'm particular to Thrive Cosmetics. It's what I buy. But I want to show you this because this is some people have whole toiletry cosmetic bags. This is it for me. Ta-da! This is it. So I bring these, and I always bring a foundation that has a sunscreen in it. All right. So there's a lot of those. This is only 1 fluid ounce, so it can fit in my carry-on. Truth be told, these could fit in my little crossbody bag.
Interesting.
If I didn't have my sunglasses in there too. So that's that. Eyebrows, I have this little skinny thing. But here's what I love. Thrive, and I know other companies do too. There's this little stick of color, right? So this stick of color, sorry, wrong side. This stick of color can be a blush. It can be eyeshadow. Sorry, glasses on, but it could be eyeshadow. It could be lipstick. Right? You can put it on as lipstick, and it's everything. It's all the color I need. So I don't have to bring 15 blushes and brushes. This is really, I know. This is really all I need. And just in case I wanted some other colors, Thrive makes just these stick eyeshadows that I love. So I'll take I don't know, 1 or 2 maybe, if I even need to, but I probably don't even need to.
I mean, I think Thrive is fantastic.
You don't even know what they are.
If they wanted to sponsor us, I'd be thrilled. We could do a whole thing where, I start wearing Thrive makeup.
Hey, Thrive, or anybody who works for Thrive, I'm here for you. I will be your Disney. I don't even care. Just give me free product.
I'm less interested in the free product.
Okay. Another digression. This is a podcast of digression. You just
described podcasting.
I know. These past 2 weeks in 7th grade language arts, we have been teaching the kids logical fallacies, and it has been so fun. And so the fallacy of appeal to authority, where you buy something because your favorite social media influencer tells you to buy it. No logic, no reason. Hi.
So wait a minute.
I'm popular and I love this foundation. And all of a sudden, 50 million foundations are sold.
So hold on.
What?
Digression from the digression.
Yeah.
You're teaching a whole thing about logical fallacies and talk about appeal to authority, and you buy something because your favorite social media celebrity says to buy it. Did you incorporate my dissertation on parasocial relationships?
No.
Why do I even try?
I don't know. That is really interesting that I didn't, though.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Maybe I'll use that as
Some might call that passive aggressive.
I think, no, you know what I'm going to have them do? I'm going to have them annotate your dissertation.
Oh, God.
Seventh graders annotating your dissertation. That should be so exciting for them.
Yes, they would love that.
I bet they would love it.
They would hate me
Some
so
of them
much.
know who you are now because they know that I do podcasting. So some of them know.
Oh, interesting.
And I do have pictures of my family.
When I come up, I'll do a guest appearance in your classroom.
Please do. Please do. It's been very fun to do fallacies, especially after the vice presidential debate where you don't even have fallacies. You just have flat out lies. And then say, wait a second, I thought it was against the rules to fact check. That is now going to be my favorite line of all time until eternity. I'm sorry, I thought it was against the rules to fact check. That's going to be me from now on, everyone. I'm sorry, I thought that was against the rules. I thought it was against the rules to fact check.
I was told there would be no math.
Oh my God, I can't. Okay. I think that's all my girly things I was gonna. No. I have more. Let's go.
Let's get them.
I really
People need it. I think our listenership is like 90% women. So
I don't know. Okay, listeners,
look.
Tell us if you identify as male or female on the podcast somewhere,
or all anywhere along the gender spectrum.
Yeah, actually, gender's a construct. Yeah, we don't need to know.
It really is.
You know what? Take it back. We don't need to know.
Oh, can I give? This is the biggest digression episode. Can I give a recommendation that's not Disney, but I just watched on Netflix last night, which is Will and Harper. Oh, it's so good.
That's my nighttime watching tonight. I've been waiting to watch that, but I didn't want to go to the theater because I'm cheap. It's
really moving.
Woo! I can't believe it's finally on Netflix.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing tonight. Yay, this is my excitement when Ed's out of town. Okay, this is one of my favorite thoughts, and this is for those of you who still have kids who do autographs. So autograph books have always been a thing. They're at the parks, and you can get the little Disney designs, and, they're expensive, whatever. And then you can bring your own, which is kind of a pain in the butt, too. But this you can bring with you, or you can order it in your grocery kind of order, your multi-Walmart type Target order. And this is what the kids took for their autographs. I'll show you really quick and then I'll explain it for podcast listeners. So hold on.
Can you see it?
Yes.
I can see it.
Okay.
It looks like a pillow.
It's a pillowcase. And so we have pillowcases.
Like, why did you take the whole pillow? You could have.
No, we didn't take it. So that pillowcase, the girls each took a white pillowcase with them, and we had some fabric markers with us. And so they had all the characters sign those. And I want to say that was done in maybe it was either 2013 or 2011. But that's a good decade
and then they could sleep with their favorite character.
Yes, but it's actually more of a decoration, like throw pillow.
Oh, okay. Yes. I understand. I don't have children, so.
Well, you don't have to have children. You need a girlfriend to have throw pillows. You don't have throw pillows. I can guarantee you don't have throw pillows in that house.
I mean, there was a pillow that came with the couch.
Okay, that's your only throw pillow. Yes. Okay, that may be it. We talked about.
I've got pillows on the bed that I throw around at night when I sleep. Does that count?
Not unless you bought them specifically for decorative purposes.
I'm gonna go out and buy a throw pillow today just to prove you wrong.
Please don't buy a throw pillow. I mean, really, don't buy a throw pillow. I don't know
what I would do with a throw
pillow. Such
a
waste of money. It's such a waste of money. Please do not buy.
I don't understand throw pillows.
I'll take a picture. You know what, listeners, for Al, I'm going to take a picture of the bed that is right next to me. Wait, can I even take this camera and show you the throw?
Good Lord, how do you even sleep on that bed?
There's
a lot of pillows.
There are a lot of pillows on that bed. Okay. Cooling towel you already mentioned, which if you want the Mickey version, great. Buy it at Disney. It's a great souvenir because you can use it forever. If you don't want the Mickey version, just get a very thin washcloth, like a very thin rag or washcloth, and bring it to the hotel, and then you can wash it and put it in the freezer overnight and kind of like bring that with you for the day. So they are super cheap though. Actual really cooling towels.
The actual ones are like they and what a cooling towel, if you're not familiar with it, it's you wet it, you put it around your neck, it evaporates and cools you. And it's one of those things that I think works real well in humidity. as opposed to some of the other stuff that doesn't work as well.
I've seen a lot of people, and I have one, the neck fans. I have yet to bring it with me to a Disney park because I am flying, and it's never something I want to just put in my backpack. But Ed bought us these little tiny, mine's at work, or I would bring it, but it's these little tiny fans about this big that you just kind of hold up to you to cool off if you need to. Those are kind of nice.
Yeah.
Those are small enough I can put in my crossbody bag if I need to, and definitely my backpack. But the neck fans I love. I just haven't put them in my luggage yet, so I see a lot of people wearing those. But yeah, I guess that's all I have for you today. And I can put oh my gosh, I cannot believe I forgot one thing. Do you floss your teeth? No, do you floss your teeth?
Yeah, I'd use a water pick thingy.
Okay, well, you can't. You don't bring that with you, do you?
What are you, crazy?
Right. So, and of course, the little dental floss.
My dentist?
Exactly. I Monday had a dental appointment.
Yeah.
So the little dental floss things are obviously more compact than a few of these, but it's also plastic, and I don't like to use plastic.
But here's my thing, and this is the argument I had for years with my dentist before I got the water pick.
What?
I cannot floss with regular floss. My fingers are too big. I can't get it in the back.
Well, that's why these things are cool.
I said that to my dentist, and my dentist is like, no, you can't. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So the things you're holding, the dental sticks, are perfect for people like me who can't get to the back. So I used those for a lot of years until I got the water pick. So I'm a big fan of the little dental, what you're holding there, the little dental sticks, because that's the only way I could get to my back teeth.
But I have to make special mention of dental sticks like these because these are not plastic. These are bamboo.
Oh, that's even better.
Yes, I hate using plastic. I do. I hate it. And so that's why I do like the little compact dental flosses, and I can reach in the back of my mouth. But those are all plastic, and that plastic just goes straight to the landfill. Yeah. So this, the packaging.
Yeah, I didn't even know there were bamboo ones. I'll try to get those. My brother uses those, so I'll try to find. Where did you find the bamboo?
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. These aren't bamboo. I have bamboo ones. These are wheat. These are actually straw wheat.
But anything that is compostable, basically.
It's where we get everything. Look, I'm all complaining about plastic, and then I'm going to tell you where we buy most of our things. Amazon. I am such a hypocrite.
Hey, look, Amazon just delivered the last piece of my Annika costume. So while we were recording this, so
well, Amazon's going to be delivering my pieces of the costume if I don't find them at Goodwill. So we'll see. I got to get on there. Oh, I didn't bring it with me, but I did buy, and I bought it off eBay, so it was used. I'm all about thrifting too. I bought a big stuffed Lucifer plush kitty.
Nice.
Because I'm going to be Lady Tremaine. So
nice.
I'm going to carry Lucifer around.
And it didn't have bed bugs?
I don't know. I haven't washed it yet. I'm going to wash it. It's just still sitting there.
Everything.
Oh, no. I'm going to wash it. I haven't really touched it yet. It's still there. I'm going to wash it. I'll do that today, too, before I watch Will and Harper.
An extremely hot one. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I didn't want to buy a brand new one I could buy used. And people are selling their Lucifers. So I don't know. We are so on a digression right now. It must be time to leave. So if you are not part of our group, go ahead and go on Facebook and join Dueling Disney Community Duelist, where we have our own little private group where we discuss things there. And you can go to Instagram and Facebook and just join Dueling Disney. And we're on Threads at Dueling Disney as well. That's Thor in the background, by the way. He's very sad that we're ending this podcast.
Well, who wouldn't be? Tune in to Dueling Disney in 2 weeks. Same dueling time, same dueling channel.